All right, last week was work on the V class, where people think that they should be treated special because they were not able to submit their work due to something. So they will not people have rest. They will not let me have rest because I am teaching CODeL. I don't have peace of mind. It's an institution. It is an institution. So rules cannot be bent for you alone. I don't know whether it is this class or what class or now will be or the LM. I didn't get the surname, but my true caller identify her as say Mami Sika or say Sikapo or whatever. What sometimes makes you people think that you can just call a lecturer, I want to use the term, harass the lecturer, because you did not do something. It is your responsibility to come to school, and when you come to school, it is your own responsibility to pay your fees, to register, and all other things that is entitled to students, you should be able to do. My CODeL students, you don't want change, and some of us have pampered you. So when you come, you forget about the V class. When we make announcements, when I told you that you are going to do something on the V class, a lot of you knew you haven't registered. You didn't bother, or even if you bothered too late. Some of you waited till the Saturday, 7 a.m. before they also went to harass IT people that I can't log on, that I can't do this, that I can't do that. Why do you play with your academic life like that? Then you finish and you are not able to submit. I was supposed to have given you people 9:15 to 11:15 to submit, but I said, hey, let me start everybody from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. so you can submit your work. A work that I've told you, even some of the class reps were in my DM, and you said blah, 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 because when I say things, you people don't even write them. Then you could not submit your work. It is end of the story. It means that first continuous assessment of 10 marks, you have lost it. Accept it in good faith. You don't harass a lecturer. You don't come to my DM or you don't call me on phone crying that I should go and even either open that thing for you or give you another link or another alternative to say, as who? As who? Sometimes I fail to understand a lot of you people. As who? Is a deadline. Is a something. And then there's a deadline. The deadline is gone. You couldn't submit. Let it go and let's move on. Correct your mistakes so that when another one is put on that platform, you can go and do your thing. But you don't call the lecturer. When the person says, please leave my phone, you are still on the phone, crying to do what exactly? How does crying solve academic issues? How? And you don't even care whether the person is sleeping, whether the person is sitting down, whether the person is in a meeting, whether the person has visitors, don't we also have life on our own? But you think that you were not able to submit an assignment, so everything should come to a standstill for you. And they will come to your DM with no respect. They don't even introduce themselves and they start blabbing. Or buy another can I couldn't submit. Is there another chance? I didn't pay my fees. It is the fees that is used to pay my salary. So if from the beginning of the semester that began in January or whatever, we say, whatever, that the semester began, and we are in March, that we had even gone past the middle of the semester, getting to the end of the semester, and you have not paid your fees to register, and you think that the fees that they used to pay me, you have not paid your fees to register, I should bend the rules for you to submit, your work. So I cheat my own self. And they call so boldly, and then they send a message so boldly. And right now, won't you have fees now? What because I say we actually no say menya woden. And you think that I should give you email? Say if I go to that email that you use to submit your whatever, if I get in there, and some of you have sent me failure course, I'm telling you boldly, I will do what I have never done before in the very last semester of the 4th year. Or some of you think that the school is for you, so you do things anyhow. Susanna Kasawai, Susanna Smith, wherever you are, keep talking. You attend class, you don't pay attention one bit. When your results come, you are so angry with the lecturers. When your results come, you are so angry with the lecturers. Now who did he attempt? Who told you that when you go to exams room and you don't do your work? Who told you that when you go to the exams and you go and write exams as if there is nothing at stake, Obi bakwa tam the amount. Why ne catch you? Who did you this service? Why ne catch them? One of the easiest education part B that I have ever given to any student I have taught education. And that was that paper, that was what you students, midwifery students, decided to bomb that paper. You take away that closure and that closure introduction that you didn't know where to place it. Let's take it away from it. What about writing remarks? What about evaluation? Then somebody was writing those. I will evaluate the better. What about those places? What about the teacher-learner activity? If you don't even know what to write at the teacher-learner activity, leave it there. You have learning material and teaching methods. You took a decision to go and write teacher learning teaching methods at the what they say, teacher learner activity. They have you see day and duration. You still want to write date. You saw day and duration. You still want to write dates. Make me trimu wasem papa. Sa 40, 44, 41 ne. I was like a by now muninanka F straight on. Nanka nipen and peace of mind. When you go to the examination room, please pay attention. And those of you that went and wrote that your example, the example I gave you on quantitative and qualitative research, that is what you went to write there. Now we have 0. What deviated so is 0? Because the question was about community midwifery and not research methods. The B you couldn't do. The A is worse off. This semester, please brace yourself. I can't do B. I've already established it. I can't do B. So those of you that wait till you go and gather to go and discuss, part A, when you are going to do objective test, how much discussion do you need? If you discuss it, will you be able to do the thing? You can do your discussion, but individual learning is very, very key at this point. Individual learning is very, very key at this point. Those of you that will wait, our slides that have been given to you since, that you are going to wait till the last day or so to read the slides. Hello. You are the people that score 15 over 50. Or no, so when you 15 over 50, or when you 5, it will be, would be no 20. Even if we decide to give you 28 continuous assessment, it will be 48, and 48 is D. We tell you things genuinely, but some of you, you just refuse to understand us. Who told you that the exams that you have done, that you've gotten yourself 20 over the 70, who told you that we can do something about it and give you the 40 as I say? Why I can't ask them? You go to write exams as if there is nothing at stake. And then when the results come, you pretend that you did well. And no mama wama ye di, what's the di ama yen, and wama ye si one is sama. D for ni na bebre F. I must be frank with you. D for bebre, especially 40, 41, 42, 40, 43, 44, 45. No. It was F. It was below 40. C for no more C says C B. No. It was below D. It was D. When you went to write exam, you make the committee continuous assessment account and can 500 students. I will really cost. You want first class, but you don't do first class work. You don't do first class learning. You want second class upper, but you don't do second class learning. You do your things anyhow. Those that are standing, you mark your work and you know. There are some people, they don't even need one mark to even get a 70. We have few of you there. There are few that also will need 1 or 2 to cross 70. The majority of you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to even get the D that you have. Because you are not learning. You attend the lecture and you are at a funeral. You attend the lecture, you are in the labor room delivering a woman. You attend the class and you are at a wedding. You are even the bridesmaid or something. But you tell yourself that because it is CHRISTA's class, let me join it. Then you join. You don't listen to anything. You don't also read your slides. You don't even do extra research to get to understand the courses you are doing. All of a sudden, you want first class. First class is outstanding. That is what first class means. So self-evaluate yourself and ask yourself, am I a first class student? Writing skills. You didn't write anything. That writing skill paper, you didn't even write a part B. Objective, so Krawusa relief, writing skills. You didn't write anything. It was objective test. So 150 questions, as 140 questions, as 1 BB questions. And sometimes we think lecturers are mean. We are not mean. We are telling you the truth. This is your final semester. The very, very final semester. At this point, if you have 65, it is second class upper. So guard that with godly jealousy. Guard that and do work so that at least you can go with your second class. What did you take home 2 weeks ago? Yes, Nancy.
Doctor, please, we took home the models of curriculum. We talked about 3 models curriculum, which is the subject-centered curriculum approach, the learner-centered curriculum approach, the problem-centered curriculum approach. Subject-centered curriculum approach is used in the public schools. And then they also subject matter other than the student. Centered curriculum. They're on the interest of the learners, their goals, and then they now consider the needs and then the interest of the in selecting and then organizing content. So with the problem-centered curriculum approach, they encourage the students to engage in learning because of some real-life issues. And then we also talk about 2 groups of models, which is the process and the product. The process, they focus on the learning during the lessons. And then the product, they are the end product that is used to grade or to assess the students' learning. And then we came to the Taylor's model. The Taylor's
Tyler.
Sorry. The Taylor's model. So he asked some questions. Yes. He said, what is the purpose of seeking, what is the purpose of the school seeking to attain the educational purpose? And then the educational experiences to be that is provided to attain their purpose. And then how they can be determined if the purpose, if the experiment is effectively organized, and then how to the education experience is achieved. Doctor, please, I'll end there for someone to continue.
Today, dear, you are not on top of it. It tells me that it is getting tensions. It's getting technical. That's okay. Thank you, Nancy. Christiana.
Hello, Doc. Please, we also learned about curriculum stakeholders. And we mentioned that the stakeholders are the individuals or the institutions that are interested in the school or the development of the school's curriculum. And we learned that they are the schools, the teachers of the school as implementers. And then we also have students as co-creators. Then teachers also serving as facilitators. We have administrators as leaders, the employees as partners, policymakers as regulators, then public as the stakeholders. Then we also looked at steps in designing a curriculum. And we mentioned that the first step is to set up a purpose, the purpose for which you want to develop the curriculum. Then the second step, you said it works on the curriculum map, or the work is done on the curriculum map. And then the third step, you said list the intended outcome, what you want to achieve by developing the curriculum. Then you arrange the curriculum content. Then you set up the curriculum design and then the mode of delivery. Then the sixth step, We mentioned that we should produce a curriculum product. Then the 7th one, assess, adapt, and then improve. As time goes on, maybe there are some changes that may come, and then you have to upgrade the curriculum. And then we also looked at the macro and the macro and the micro curriculum. Doc, please, please, I want someone to continue.
I didn't catch your index number. It is 032303. What is the rest?
03237.
Who are crying index number? Right. Now, case now a case. You now yourself, you don't know your index number.
032303724.
Yes. Okay, let's hear from Annie Beth. Annie Beth, this time, no, I am just taking people who also participate in class. Sometimes I think they also deserve, if let's say the person needs 1 or 2 to cross over, I believe they also deserve it. Okay, so Annie Beth, let's hear from you.
Okay, so please, Doctor, under the Tyler's model, we also looked at 4 core principles. So 1 is determining the objectives. Then 2 is identifying the experiences. Then 3 is organizing experiences. Then the 4th one is evaluating its effectiveness. So we said that Tyler believes that the curriculum developers, they need to determine the specific learning objectives that they
Annie
want.
Beth, where are you? Unit 4.
This is under the Tyler.
I'm asking, is it Unit 4? Haven't we gone past Unit 4 to Unit 5, where somebody was talking about the micro and the macro curriculum? And you are still in Unit 4. I teach the course, so I know whatever people talk about. I know they say your last 1 year weeks that's Tyler's curriculum, Tyler's model. And somebody, I think Nancy or somebody was also talking about at the end of the saying subject approach and whatever approach. Where did this class reach before you went on the V class last week? Where did you people reach?
The doctor, please, we were developing the macro and the micro curriculum.
Developing.
And then the criteria for selecting clinical learning.
What was the last point before we left? Was it the steps in developing course outline? That is how come I gave you the class, your assignment to design a course outline. So we are done with Unit 4, we are done with Unit 5. So why are you people taking us back? So why are you people taking us to designing curriculum when we have developed the macro and the micro curriculum for us to even design the course outline? That is how come you got how to design the course outline and the nurses got something else because they had not reached there yet. So they have 1 outstanding assignment. You also have 1 outstanding assignment. This service will be because I may be prior or the V class. So even the group class work that you will do, I will take you people to the still on the V class. But who say V class? No, say monko so. My people, my people, my people. Sometimes you fail to understand me. I also fail to understand you. Hey. What better school V class, that is part of your story. So also the one quiet so Juma. I say to your hand is up. Everybody that went to Legon, somehow, even we the PAD holders, we visited the Sakai. So if you are in Garden City and you're a CODeL student and you've never visited the V class, and also why a bonio? Yes, I say too.
Doctor, please, I would like to touch on the definition of the micro and the macro curriculum, as well as the criteria for selection of the learning opportunities. Please, with regards to the macro, we said this is just about the entire overall design or the blueprint of the curriculum. And it's been done.
Na Christabel no aden. Christabel Dupoku no aden. We want people to tell us what they did last week. You are not telling us anything. Sarah, on Crawford, the only problem. So, yes, let's listen to you.
Okay, Doctor, please, I was saying that the macro curriculum, it's the overall one. It's more or less like the larger aspect of it. And this talks about the overall or the blueprint of the program. And this is being done by the committee that does the curriculum. And then it says that with the macro, it involves the number of courses that are going to be done, if there is any practical or practicum involved, or any internship that a student would have to do within that course that the student is studying. Then we have the micro curriculum. He said that these are the content within the topics or the subtopics that is being studied by the students, or these are knowledge or skills and experiences that the students must have. And he said with the micro, it's detailed and there are specific actions so that the teachers would have to do so that the students also take that within the classroom, or maybe they will learn on their own or from their environment, and they'll get to be able to do what's expected of them within the curriculum. And he spoke about the criteria to select the learning opportunities and the courses in the school. And we said that when the young people have the potential, they have the potential to gather knowledge and to process them, as well as they'll get attitude and skills, which will help them develop their characters. And we said that to select the learning experiences, it involves making decisions about maybe there's an experience in theory and practical that would be given to the students that are going to learn that program in the educational field, as well as maybe there's an experience within that needs like creativity, or then like there's a way for them to be able to tell or judge something. And if I understand correctly, per the selection of the learning opportunities and the experiences, you said that there are content, and the content speaks about the skills, the laws, and the attitude that a student must learn. And you said that to select this content, there are some criteria that needs to be followed. And the first one was the validity. The validity involves that the content should match the outcome that is being intended in that program. There are some specific scientific thinking or evidence-based practice that should be done that it's in accordance with what is being studied. And the significance, which is like the importance, the sustainability or the material that is chosen to meet certain needs and availability learning levels of the learners, the things that should be used to teach or to let the students get the understanding of the course. It should be able to meet the criteria that it's at the level of, sometimes you didn't use something that is beyond the learner's ability, but they may not grasp the concept. And we spoke about the needs and the interests as well. The students should be able to be motivated in the course so that they'll be able to engage more with the curriculum. So it shouldn't be something that makes them lose interest or is beyond their needs as well. And then we spoke about the utility. It should be the curriculum, the subject in the curriculum should be selected to ensure that it's useful to the learner, to help him or her solve their problems, maybe now or maybe perhaps later in their future. And we spoke about the learnability as well. And he said that the curriculum should be able to be learned, or maybe the students' experiences should be able to tally with what is being learned. And then the curriculum should be able to be adjusted so that
Janet Kuma, wait, Aisha. Janet Kuma, tell us what you learned. Janet Kuma, tell us what you learned. Aisha, let's move.
Bye-bye, sister. Please, and with the learnability to, it should be able, the curriculum, like I said, should be, what is being taught should be able to be learned by the students as well. So it should be focused more on the students' learning experiences or their ability, and then their consistency with social realities. And you said that it should be useful, it's more or less like it should be useful to the learner. The way it's being taught, the content or the outcome, it should be in such a way that it goes hand in hand with the social or the cultural realities within that time. And you said that the relevance of it should be such a way that it's built on the actual reality which the person or the students will practice. It shouldn't be something that is not within their field. It should be within, should I say, the scope or the reality in which they are practicing. And you said there should be a balance. We should know what is being included into the curriculum and what is being taken out. We didn't just add whatever we want or take out whatever we want. There should have a balance with both. And then I'll come to the other side. But sister, please, so far. Hello, doctor. Hello.
Let's hear you. You talk.
Please, I was saying that for the selection of learning opportunity experiences, I'm saying that the learning experience also refers to interaction of the learner and then their environment as well, wherever they are. And then it's not something that takes place just in the classroom, but the students have to partake in it. They have to involve themselves in what they learn and not just what the teacher will do. And at the same time, it should be concerned in such a way, it should be concerned with the decision about the experiences in theory and practical, so that the students undergoing that program, they're able to execute what is being learned, and or they should be able to execute it in their life as well. And we said that with the selection of the experiences too, it requires creativity and a well-defined criteria for judgment. And that's what I explained with the validity and then the rest. That's it, so far. This is what I remember from what you did.
Thank you. That was extensive. Thank you so much, Aisha. Some of you, I don't know what is wrong with you. You have never heard the story about last days are dangerous. You have few weeks and you are misbehaving. I've read somewhere that somebody is wishing that I wish one of these days she opens up a forum to ask what our problems are also. What are your problems? Adult learners. What are your problems? We know you have problems. So as for that, if I sit here and I tell myself that I don't know that you have problems, you are not exposed. You are not exposed. I didn't mention your name and I didn't mention the other person's name. So you are not exposed. I think it's someone's genuine concern and genuine wish that maybe I should listen to your challenges and your problems sometimes. But I believe that yeah, I might think that I might know your problems, but I might not know all. Some of you are even battling issues that you cannot actually voice out to anybody. Some of you are going through emotional challenges. Yes, some of you are going through Ajua Fokuo Edu. Some people cry before you come to write exams, you might have even encountered something. You might have even encountered something that you might have encountered something that is traumatic. We know all these things. That is why some of us listen to you sometimes when you come into our DMs. But for me, my challenge is sometimes is that some of you come in there, you have a challenge, you are trying to unravel the challenge, and you are sending the lecturer money. You are sending the lecturer money, 200 just so the lecturer should listen to you. It's bad. For me, that is what I don't like. But I believe all of us are human beings. And so give me some few minutes. I'm coming. Sometimes some of you genuinely you have issues, but the way you present your cases make people not listen to you. The way you present your cases sometimes will not let people listen to you. Like somebody is unable to submit the assignment, and the person calls you day one. You tell the person that, please, there's nothing that can be done about it. And the person calls you day two. Some of these things are also frustrating. You think you are frustrating. You are frustrated. You are even frustrating me big time. Because the person has said that it will not work. Accept it and move on. That. So when the person shouts at you, that is where you understand story. You don't understand any mild thing unless you are shouted at. Now what? It's a system. So if that system is closed, it's closed. If I, CHRISTA, want, when I get to the platform and I'm retrieving the assignment, then I realize that, oh, this is a class of, let's say, 3,000. And out of the 3,000, only 2,000 or 1,500 were able to submit. Then let me give them an opportunity. Even if I give 10 opportunities, there will be students still here that will not be able to submit that work because they have not paid their fees and therefore they cannot access the V class. And these students want another alternative. Is it fair? It is not fair. If you haven't paid your fees and somebody has paid the fees and the person has been able to submit the assignment, it's your loss. You don't let it look as if the lecturer knows Spanish. It's part of the V class. Some of us never used it because of all these challenges. But mokasa, sometimes you talk, we listen. So that is how come somebody like me got there. But I had to get there. I wish I can give you the forum, but if I give you that forum and it's all about me, fine. But if it's about my colleagues, I can't do that. So that I have come here and then I'm discussing my colleagues with students. So if it is about, if your problems is like you will share your problems, you share your worries and restrict it to yourself without pointing at anybody. Why not? Now, some of you, they don't have any excuse here. don't have any excuse to be I mean, the one that even pains me is the people that will come to your DM with, I was at work. Esheme basa. Who told you that when you come to school, go to work? Hmm? So please don't crucify the person. The person is concerned. And me too, I'm also concerned. But for me, sometimes I laugh. You have said this is your wish. The person is trying to make your wish come to pass, and you think that the person has done you a disservice. It's your wish. You wish that this thing be done for you. And the person is trying to make sure that that thing is done for you, and you think that the person has exposed you. Then why are you doing the wish? Then do the wish in your head. When people tell me that, hey, the students are afraid of you, I'm laughing. Why should you be afraid of me? Me, I say my mind. I'm done. Personally, if you are so much afraid of me, it means that you don't like discipline. Yes, Sarah, your hand is up.
Doctor, please, I'm happy that this has come up, and I would like to encourage my people to share their concerns since we have been given the opportunity. Anything that bothers us, because sometimes to me too, I get some of these concerns being in my DM and all that. So if we can come forward, and I don't think that doctor will do anything to us. We don't have to be scared. She is here for us, so please, especially now that we are doing another course that she is teaching. If you have any concern regarding how maybe lectures goes, or maybe you don't understand the course or anything, please just share your concern politely so that it can be addressed, and then we can all pass and go and graduate successfully. Please, so don't be scared. Thank you, doctor. That is all that I want to say.
Thank you, Sarah. What are your issues? If you feel you cannot say it here, you can just send me, but don't send me an anonymous message, please. You can send me a message on the DM. You can side by me. I'll read your fears. One of the things is that some of you don't even understand my questions. And also count. And some of you now, you don't read early. As for my exams, if you don't start reading earlier, because you need to be familiar with some of the terms. And this semester, I agree. Curriculum is a very, very technical course. I must be frank with you. It's very technical. And so sometimes when you read it, it's like nothing is going in there. And this semester too, I will not do any part B. I remember last semester when I told the nurses that I'm not going to do a part B. I'm not going to do a part B. Oh, somebody on one of the platforms said hallelujah. And that was one of the worst grades they have ever gotten. Yesterday, somebody told doctor, community health, the entire research. So the person even admitted that, yes, research is technical, but I think research, the person got even a better score than community health nursing. And I was laughing. Because sometimes you students think that, oh, because it's objective, and you go and even be looking at PASCO, please be guided. I don't do PASCO. I'm begging you in the name of God. I know that midwifery, you even have Pasco WhatsApp group. You think I don't know? I know that people spend all their time, all their days reading Pasco. I am begging you in the name of God. The slides that are before you, read them. I beg you in the name of God. The slides that are before you, please read them. And stop putting all your hopes on past questions. I'm not telling you that don't do group discussions, but you also agree with me that when it comes to objective test, yes, you need to understand it, but you need to be familiar with the documents you are reading to be able to answer the questions. So when you finish your group discussions, go and be reading your slides very soon. Unfortunately for all of us, we have 21st and then 28th. 28th is your revision. The next one is Easter. Easter is Holy Saturday. The next one, which is the 10th of April, you are writing your final exams. So time no day. As for time, no day. As for time, dear, they don't have the time. And so please learn. Yes, project work is also hanging on your neck. Project work, project defense, and all those things. All the timelines are out. The pressure is massive. The pressure is massive. But this is your last semester anyway. It's your very, very last semester. So push it. Somebody said that, me, I didn't get any first class. First class, dear, yeah, but first class is not the sole thing. Who told you that you cannot get a scholarship with a second class upper if there is consistency in your transcript? You see, when results come, people say so many things. But please, I told the nurses, I told the first group, evaluate your own self. How much learning did you put in last semester? How much effort did you put in? Be genuine with yourself. Be so genuine with yourself. Sometimes you also put in efforts, but when you go to the exams room, confusion ebasa. Sometimes at the tail end of going to start exams, you have crisis. One thing I've realized with you students is that sometimes when you have crisis that is beyond you, that you cannot even write exams, when we tell you not to write exams and write it later, they'll tell you that I want to write with my classmates, all because of cheating. Sometimes we don't understand you. But I want to write. I have gone to invigilate where I met somebody who has lost the child. Very painful experience. Instead of sitting home to mourn the child, the person that I want to write with my Mace syndrome. Why do you punish yourself? Because sometimes you don't even have the mind, though. You are traumatized, but you are forcing yourself to write with your classmates because you'll be asking them questions here and there. When I was in UCC, I forgot, is it my third year? Either my third year or my fourth year. I think the first semester of the fourth year or the second semester of the third year. I was supposed to write abnormal psychology paper. And our time, it is not these MCQs or the objective test that you were doing. It is 5 questions and you choose 3 essay type of questions. And the paper was a 3 p.m. paper. In the morning, I was not feeling well. And so I thought that I would be able to learn and then go and write. So I was learning. But when it got to 12 noon, I was getting weaker and weaker. And so it means that I couldn't write the paper. they had to take me to the university hospital, where I was even admitted immediately. I didn't even know how serious my thing was until they took me to the hospital. And so I couldn't write the paper with my classmates. I didn't write. Even my lecturer came to the hospital, saw me because I sent a message that I was in the hospital and I will be able to write on the hospital bed. So they came, my lecturer came. When they saw me on the bed, they all refused to give me the paper to write. I didn't write the paper. Later, examination was arranged for me to go and write the paper. But my CODeL students will not do that. If you tell them, cry, then they want to write. And sometimes realize that you are not in a good frame of mind to do this thing. And so you fail. And sometimes when you know that this thing, you didn't write it well, you want to tell the lecturer to appeal to the lecturer's human aspect of it. The lecturer is about listening, and boom, you see on your Momo or something 200 Ghana cedis. For what exactly? So sometimes I sit down and I ask myself, so you people cannot say anything without adding money to it. You cannot say anything without adding money to it. Sika de eye, but sika edru baby, it doesn't solve academic problems. I keep saying this. Sometimes somebody wants to gift you something. It's not because you teach the person well. It's not because the person loves you. It's not because the person likes you. The person is giving you the thing because the person is also expecting something from you. So when the person gets the results and the person sees that the person has gotten a C, and so why would the person be even thinking that whatever you gave to the person is equal to A? Why? Why do you think that way? And why do you think that C that you even got, you didn't deserve it? Or you even deserve it? So please, let's detach monetary something from academic. I keep saying this. If you have a genuine case, present it. If the lecturer will help you, the lecturer will help you. If the person will not help you, the person will not help you. That's all. If you have a genuine case, why not? Why not talk about it? If you have issues, why not talk about it? And you wait, some of you cry. Sometimes some students claim that they don't even get their slice early. They get it maybe a week or 3 days to exams. But you have sat down there, you haven't said anything. You haven't said anything, including those project work. Some of you haven't met your supervisors. You've given them your work. They haven't said anything. But you are still keeping quiet. So you keep quiet. Then the last day, it comes on you. As if you are the one that was not serious. Because things that are genuinely of concern, you don't talk about it. You talk about things that are of no concern. You have to politely talk about it. Some of you too, they want to talk about it, but they come to destroy it. They come and say the thing, no basa. Please, we all have genuine concerns. Me, I was telling somebody in my PhD, me for no reason, somebody even kept my results for 2 years. No, genuinely. Me di echire neja metina me baby di. And then I prayed. And then the person went to put it there before I graduated. We all go through challenges, but we all find a way of solving these challenges. Also there, somebody is here. Level 300 that I taught you people research. Well, results, Samba will say 0. Oh, the now it is me that you are coming to give me pressure. But you see, when it comes to results and results issues, the moment it leaves the examiner's hands, we can't say anything. No. So you have to complain to the appropriate quarters, and then they will come back to the examiner for the examiner to look at it again and then give the feedback. So for me personally, if you come to me, please, my scores didn't come. I got 0. I can't do anything about it. That is why when I am always arranging my scores, I come on the platform. Sometimes I'm looking for people with names. Sometimes I'm looking for people with index numbers. And some of you, you actually ignore me. You pretend that whatever I have put there, I am looking for you. Because you have issues and I'm trying to look for you. You will not mind me. Then when the results come and yours doesn't appear, that is when you are now coming to me. Please. Fufu no. Say the fufu party or executive party. Final year, the executive party. And I'm fufu. It is not me. I think last semester, I wanted us to have one. And then we were doing your practicals a year, basa, basa, basa. I told the B class that we can have a classic party. But we want to have a classic party where friends buy tables, or people buy tables for their spouses and themselves and their friends. Then we can chill, but it will be for limited number of people. Executive party. Ask your predecessors. We sold only 15 tables, 10 people on the table, and the party was mega and classic. You come in there with 1 alcoholic wine on the table, 1 non-alcoholic wine, 1 fruit box of juice on the tables, with a 3-course meal. It was fun. It was so much fun. Sorry for my people in Koforidua, unless this time we get a time that is quite suitable. Please, this party, if you have a child and when you finish your paper, you are going to look after the child, don't join that classic party. We beg you in the name of God. If you have a shift and when you write the paper, you are running to go and do the shift, please, we beg you in the name of God, don't also join the party. This party is not party that is done 11:30 a.m. or 12 noon. It is adult party, and adult party starts from 6 p.m. So if it starts from 6 p.m., because we want to do healthy eating, we will be doing a lot of proteins and a lot of drinks with few something. This party, sometimes we don't take samosa. We don't take adenidin the same. We don't take samosa. We don't take spring roll, the common things. We take bread and soup. Bread and diced goat soup as starters. You come and sit down there, and before the starters come, you have some plantain chips and some coated nuts to nibble on. But the actual starter is bread and soup. The actual starter is bread and soup. That is the first thing. Then we have our proteins. As for drinks, the ones on the table, the local bar, and all those things will be there. It's a real party. A party, no. And normally it comes with a dress code. Oh, we had fun. I don't know whether. Hey, I should have the pictures somewhere. And I do picture photo no one farm. When you're contracting, you'll be so much photo now one farm. But they have their own ones that I think I used to have. I'll look for it. It was very classic. Anyway, this was the very last unit. Then next week we start our class exercise. One day, pen am the group and I'm the exercise. Obi ni yem dream. That will be class exercise, and then all right. All right. All right. Okay. So curriculum implementation and evaluation. Honestly, this one I shouldn't be teaching. It's like this semester I've been the one that has done the talking. I've talked, you people haven't said anything. So what I'm doing is that we are going to brush on the points, and then you build on the points. If you are fortunate and I'm sending you the last slides and I have a little bit of time, I will build on the points for you. Otherwise, you have to be building on the points by yourselves. And so, yes, we have finished designing our curriculum. It has gone through all the processes, and we need to implement the curriculum. So in this unit, we will look briefly at what curriculum implementation means. They will look at the models of curriculum implementation. Please pay attention to reading materials. You know that at the designing space, we have models for designing a curriculum, and here we have models of curriculum implementation. We'll briefly discuss barriers to curriculum implementation, then talk about curriculum evaluation, functions of evaluation, and what curriculum review is. Rolling. When we say curriculum implementation, it is the learner that is the central figure in the curriculum process. Why are we saying that? We are saying that because the implementation takes place when the learner acquires the planned or the intended experiences, the knowledge and the skills and the ideas and the attitudes that will enable the learner to function effectively in the society. If the learner is able to do all these, then implementation is smooth. And so when we talk of curriculum implementation, we are referring to how teachers deliver instruction and assessment through the use of the specified resources provided in the curriculum. But hey, the central figure in curriculum implementation process is the learner. The reason why sometimes I get so passionate that people think that my is that the end of the semester that you do and your results come out tells me how the curriculum was implemented. The reason why some of us do not want to give students false hopes that, oh, you had a C, but because I am free with you, let me take you to A, is this. So some of us genuinely, ever since we came to the school, we are living on false hopes. Because you yourself, you know what you have done behind the scenes. But some of us, genuinely, some of you are very good. Some of you, it's not that you are bad, though. I'm telling you, the emotional things you are going through, the kind of things you are going through in your home, in your workplace, and even sometimes in your family, all contributes to your inability to learn. You see, adult learner has a whole lot of barriers. Adult learner has a whole lot of barriers. That is why those of us who teach you even are liberal. I'm telling you, go and ask the regular students. We are more liberal with you people, but you don't understand it. We are liberal, and sometimes you people think that we are liberal with you because of so and so and so and so. That's why you have been talking. We are so liberal with you. Personally, when I was giving you that education question, I thought I was doing you people more good than harm. It was later that I realized that I've done more harm than good. I'm telling you. But when I was setting that question, especially the part B, I was expecting that the least score would have been a 10 over 20, so that everybody gets half. But I was joking, because some people, based on their challenges, some people based on their ideas, and I will always fault the person. I will always fault that person that said to you that what I am teaching at the tutorial is what will be coming in the exams. And it pained me that you listen to that person more than you listen to me. That is how come people went to the exams room and they were writing me community midwifery, substituting it with quantitative and qualitative research methods. I gave them 0. You have deviated the question. I was so bored and annoyed that you could actually go to the exam room and listen to a student, your classmate, that told you that it is something that is coming, and one so no. Day and duration, and somebody is writing dates. Is it fair? You go to exams until the when you couldn't share exams. You don't open your eyes to look at what is in front of you. You don't open your eyes to look at what is in front of you. Now we throw anything. And me, I don't even understand. You go and write anything, then you think that you should get A, you should get B. They say munya sini dia mompe. Munya sini dia miss mubo yetiri so sa yet okra ni etikura ya. I must be frank with you. Curriculum, I'm afraid. I am so much afraid. The way the education went, curriculum is through. I don't even know the kind of questions to set. I am afraid. Sarah, I can't do part B. You are 5,000. I can't. And all my children that helps me to mark the paper, they are all gone. They are going to work. They are all now in Accra. And you know that for final years, there is pressure, so much pressure on results. You think I haven't thought about it? I have thought about it. But determinants of curriculum implementation. And the assignments to people didn't submit. It will be clear to us, they will lose to 10 marks. The continuous assessment, so will lose to 10 marks. That same person has not attended lectures 3 times. That same person attends lecture with a full name, Zoom user, iPhone, Galaxy. And your we say, they say, your reps, they suffer behind the scenes. They will be begging, you people have no idea, but you people insult them. Be no more patch or mamu. Be So there should be facilitative and visionary leadership. They should develop an organizational culture conducive to change. Go and read on all of them. Planning and resource allocation, staff training and development, and continued assistance and support. Then, if you want to have a successful curriculum implementation, you should map a strategic vision. This new curriculum or this updated curriculum that NMC has brought, if they don't map strategic vision, a lot of the tutors will not upgrade or update themselves. I'm telling you. You have to be strategic so that they are, because sometimes you see, we are all comfortable using something. So if you are changing, it becomes very difficult. It becomes very difficult. And therefore, you need to have a strategic map, a strategic vision, and then build a stakeholder team. You know who the stakeholders in a curriculum are. And then when it comes to institutional stakeholders, you know who to use. And then provide opportunities for feedback and listening. I believe that maybe if I had done these things often, when we come here, maybe instead of teaching, we can use 30 minutes. I used to do that most of the time, especially when it was the face-to-face. We talk about ourselves, we do self-evaluation, and then we heal ourselves. If you ask anybody that I've ever taught face-to-face, I used to do that a lot. But CODeL, sometimes I'm so much afraid of you and the way you talk. That's why I think for your classes, I shelved that. But I used to do that because sometimes it helps. Sometimes it helps to even help people, to get people to help them in their learning. And some of you, genuinely, you are sinking, but you feel so proud of yourself to ask for help from some of your colleagues, which is very bad. And some of you, the colleagues too, when they also ask for help from you, you go about telling people. But you see, sometimes we all came to the school, we met here not by chance, but for a purpose. Personally, I believe in that. And so we should have been helping each other. The harm is not already done. Anyway, we have one last semester. People, when we say help, it's not going to the examination room to do copiatus. If you do copiatus and you are caught, you'll be rusticated. You cannot graduate. So please, it's not that. But help people. Sometimes you need to even help others financially. I'm telling you. Sometimes some people need financial help. Then you need to have a sustaining commitment in the long term and then cultivate a culture of support. This is what I just talked about. We don't support people, support each other. Even in project work that you are doing, you realize that you are in chapter 5. Some of my students have all chapters, right? For me, when I'm supervising you and I give you a document and I call that document all chapters, it means that you are almost done. It means that you realize that you open the document and you have corrections from chapter 1 to appendix. So if you are able to meticulously do all your corrections, you realize that you'll be finishing. So I know that some of the students that I am supervising will finish either the end of this March or maybe during the Easter break, so that they will have time to read their books and write their exams. When they finish writing their exams, they can prepare their slides and relax. The reason why most of the time my students are relaxed is this. I push them to finish early so that they can relax. It is the stubborn ones that will be struggling, but the ones that have the mind to do the right things, they always finish. I think currently I have about 7 of my midwives actually are all holding all chapters. It's a plus to us. Once or so, you do mama, mena muko to go, must say, Namami, way, Namuka, me, who I'm just disciplined, that's all. Apart from discipline, being disciplined and being fair, massa, me, them who knew, but me so cry, Namuka, say me who, but by the time you realize that, no, I am a very nice person, and now we school, and also now we'll be school. Yeah, by the time you realize that I'm a very sweet soul, no, now, oh, no. Where were you college? Because you are listening to people, so you didn't enjoy me. All right. That is it. That is it. That is it. That is it. You will not enjoy me by the time you realize, no, you have not enjoyed. Even some students that I'm supervising, they are not even taking that advantage to enjoy me. I don't call people to myself. I don't even force people to come to me. People come to me when they get to know me well. Anyway, the models of curriculum, we are talking about, the first one is overcoming resistance to change. You know that all of us, we don't like change. That is why some of us have never been able to write our names. We don't like change. Yeah, they say, you know. So this model rests on the assumption that the success or otherwise of curriculum implementation depends on the impact the curriculum developer makes on the users of the curriculum. That is the teachers, the students, and the society. And so you should be able to do this. I dwell on the assumption that the success of curriculum implementation depends on the impact of the developer. Who am I? Obi Pieba, I was saying, wait, who am I? And then we have what we call the unrelated concerns under the ORC, where teachers do not perceive a relationship between themselves and the suggested changes. The personal concerns, where the teachers react to the innovation that is concerning the situation. The task-related concerns, which relates to the actual use of the innovation. And the impact-related concerns, where the teacher will be concerned with how the innovation will influence others. And then we have the second one, which is leadership obstacle course model. Definitely, your reps will even tell you that there are certain colleagues amongst you, any good thing they propose, they will resist. It's life. You see, in life, we have people, even whatever you are doing or whatever you are saying is good, they will oppose. They will resist. They will resist. And so this model treats staff resistance to change as problematic. They will resist. Let's assume, this is just by the way, let's assume. And then they say that, oh, let us contribute 1 CD and write a citation for our reps. They've done well. Oh, you get people that will resist. 1 CD pencil, but they will resist. It's natural. It's normal that you get people, they will resist. And so this LOC, the LOC, believed that staff resistance to the change in the curriculum implementation is a problem. And so what they do is that they collect data to determine the extent and nature of the resistance in implementing the curriculum. Then you have the linkage model. This model actually recognizes that aside the curriculum developers, there are innovators in research and development centers, especially such as people in universities who are also experts in the field where the curriculum has been written, and therefore sometimes find some attempts to look at the innovative and inappropriateness for solving the problems. And then we have what we call the Rand Change Agent, RCA, and this model believes or suggests that organizational dynamics can also serve as a barrier to change. And so they look at the change process in 3 stages: initiation. And here, the curriculum developers work to secure the support for the anticipated change. So before you even bring out the curriculum to do the implementation, you have to lobby and tell people that this is what is coming. Then the implementation is the proposed change. And then when the changes are implemented, the changes that have been implemented becomes a part of the established program. It becomes incorporation. And there is this assumption that the incorporation or the success behind the incorporation is based on the characteristics of the proposed change, the abilities of the academic and administrative staff, the readiness of the local community, and the organizational structure. What do you think are some of the barriers to curriculum implementation? Let's get a bit interactive before we leave. We have few minutes to go. What do you think are some of the barriers to curriculum implementation? Curriculum implementation. Barriers to curriculum implementation. Okay, Sarah.
Doctor, please, for example, if a new curriculum is introduced and the teachers who are supposed to take up that course don't have proper training or are not properly trained or briefed on that curriculum, it may be difficult to use the old methods or use the curriculum to teach the students, since they will be more comfortable using the old methods that they know.
Thank you. So let's hear from Rebecca.
Okay, Doctor. I also think there might be lack of resources or money or fundings to implement curriculum, the new curriculum, because it entails a lot of money. So if they don't get enough fundings, I think it's going to be a barrier. That's what I think. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's listen to Belinda.
Prof, I also think that when there is time constraints, there is no enough time for the teachers to prepare for the new curriculum. It also affects its implementation. Thank you.
Thank you, Belinda. Okay. Let's listen to Led. Why will you write your father's name or your surname before your name?
Doctor, please, difficult adaptation. Since people are used to the old systems, it becomes difficult to modify themselves with the new system too.
125024. Thank you. Okay. Let's hear from Deborah.
Okay, I also think that another factor is implementers refusing to or not building themselves, like capacity building, because once there is a change, there is a need sometimes to maybe add to knowledge to be able to meet the curriculum, implementing of the curriculum adequately. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's listen to Sophia.
I also think teachers' attitude and resistance. Some of them are slow to change, or they do not even want to change, as you said earlier. And then also when there is workload on them, they will find it difficult to initiate the new policies that has been given to them. Thank you.
All right, so we will be listening to Juliana, Regina, Hawa, Annibeth, and Ellen and Memuna. That will be the last ones. So Juliana, let's hear from you. Let's hear from Regina.
Doc, please, I also think that resources in terms of developing the curriculum, we should also think about the resource, either the human resource or the physical resources that might come with enrolling out a new curriculum, because maybe there will be a program that will come up that set a lot of people might enroll to join. And then maybe if there are no classrooms or teaching aids and other things, that will help to be able to implement the curriculum well. It might also be a barrier.
Okay, thank you. Let's listen to Hawa.
Sir, please, I also think that if the curriculum is being developed and we don't get the learners, let's say they introduce a new curriculum, then we don't get students to apply for that course, that curriculum cannot be implemented and used.
But
So it can
how
also
do
be a
you
barrier.
even write a curriculum when you don't have a ready-made market? I'm saying this. I've seen some before. When they were writing it, they said that they will get people. Up to date,
Yes.
nobody has joined though.
Yes, sister.
And so it's possible. It's possible. But sometimes the market will deceive you. They will tell you that Christiana Fawansato na me UFE Fawansato Yapon Akaka Krebini Yapon Annibeth.
Doctor, please, I also think a lack of stakeholders involvement. So when the teachers, the students, the parents, and the community, when they are also not involved in the development, they may also not fully support its implementation.
Haven't you seen somebody that is involved in something but still will not participate? You haven't seen one before. There are some people in life, who I tell you, they will let you know that, oh, at the end of the year, what they buy, no, 03230. All right, thank you. Let's listen to Ellen and then we call it a day.
Hello, doctor. I will also say if there is poor supervision, if the, let's say, education officers or those who are the head of let's say creating the curriculum, if they don't supervise or go around to supervise, some of the tutors or some of the users of the curriculum may be going astray to what the curriculum is saying, and they will be doing their own things. That's what I have to say.
Thank you, Ernestina Fansato Oniapon. Memuna, Somalia.
Please, I also think that lack of equipment, in that in case the curriculum is developed to cater for practical aspects, and there's lack of equipment, like in the health aspect, if we are to a new curriculum is developed in a practical aspect and we don't have enough equipment to enroll it, I think it will become a problem. That's what I also think.
Okay, thank you all. And then realize that whatever we said, those of you that also wrote in the chat, but we all realize that is why. So if you look at the barriers that everyone has talked about, align the barriers with the steps for a successful curriculum implementation, you realize that yes, these are there. If we even look at the models, if we read the models well, you realize that yes, most of the barriers that we have talked about are also in the models. Thank you all for contributing. It's left with the curriculum evaluation, functions, and then review. As for evaluation, we did extensive work in the principles of education, and so we are all covered in there. So when we talk of the barriers, you realize that I listed but few of them like this. I listed lack of resources, resistance to change, time constraint, lack of support, and then I've added ... It means that when you get your notes, your slides, you can add on. And so when you talk of curriculum evaluation, we know that it's an essential phase because we have to discover whether the curriculum is fulfilling its purpose and whether the students are learning. My students will tell me that they are learning, but well. And so when it comes to evaluation, it serves three foundational is the foundation for planning, and the three basic criteria category of assessment is the formative, the summative, and diagnostic. We did it in education, so elaborate on that. And then the last but one is the functions of evaluation. The placement functions, the diagnostic functions, the predictive functions, the administrative functions, and the guidance functions. You have to build on them as well. If you are lucky and I'm sending you the slides and I remember, I will add a little bit of flesh to it. But if I forget and I do not add the flesh, then you have to do a little bit of work. And the review is also this. On this note, we have ended lectures. The lectures, the units, all the source units, we are done. We are supposed to do a class exercise. So next week, I'm informing you in advance, there will be breakout rooms, and then we use the breakout rooms as we are in there to start designing a curriculum. And then as we start the design, you'll be given a date to submit that curriculum that you will finish designing. Please, next week is a very crucial week. Speak to your networks. And those of us who like gallivanting, come home. Because if you don't get a team to work on wait next week. Na asem no aye critical. So that is it. On this note, enjoy your day. Patch your party for who you're interested in the party. Just sidebar me so we can get the committee and set it rolling. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a great start to the week ahead of you. And to all my Muslim students, Baraka de Salah in advance. I heard that this one day, it is not meat that you people are chewing. So I will not tell you to give me any meat. So go and enjoy your Salah. And I will also enjoy my Easter food. God bless us all. And so see you, God willing, next week. The reps, please confirm to me on your platforms that the lists that you send to me, you have all your students on that platform. Any questions? There may come some few minutes. Any questions? If there are no questions, let me go and find something to eat. Why? I haven't eaten this morning.